Testing, testing, testing. I think the microphone's working. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Somebody messaged me and let me know if they could hear me speaking. I think the microphone is working. It wasn't earlier this morning. Ah, good. Hey, Andy. How you doing, brother? Good morning. Well, what do we have here? I'm going to start a little early if that's okay. So, folks, welcome to Friday. Happy Friday. After a week of carnage to everybody's portfolio. It has not been a good week for people who are long, which is pretty much everyone. You know, um, it's been a tough week. Hasn't been the easiest week trading either, to be honest. Hey, Zazu, how you doing? It's been challenging, is a nice way of putting it. And but that's okay. That's business, right? You know, as a very wise man once said, sometimes you're the pigeon, sometimes you're the statue. Our business model is to limit being the statue. Try and get out of the way when the pigeon's kind of doing his business. And that's what we that is my hillbilly way of saying risk management and capital preservation. So let's go take a look and see what's going on. On the daily chart, I should have downloaded that magic pen or epic pen or whatever the hell they call it. Um, on the daily chart, I'll get that all sorted out this weekend. On the daily, everybody who's long from basically the end of summer is trapped. We're going back and forth between 55.16 and 56.04. Okay. On the daily candle wax. I would be lying to you if I said that this is going to clean up fast. Right? I think it's going to take some time. Have we put in the low? Yeah, I don't know about that. I hate calling out highs and lows. We have a good idea where they could be using these market profile levels and balance levels. But we always need the order flow to tell us. So, what do we do? Well, the most important thing is that we make good business decisions. Today, for example, you can tell that some folks made some bad business decisions yesterday, thinking that it was going to break 16 and get lower, right? And that's tough. Why do I say that? Because a lot of people are trapped underneath our overnight low, which is 55.38 and three quarters. Let's go take a look and see. Our overnight inventory is 100% long. Now, what does that mean? If inventory is 100% long, it's a market profile thing. It means all the trading and all the time has been above the previous day's close. Okay, big deal. What does that mean? That means that when the market opens to clean up old business, we should see some sort of correction lower, right? Now, Dalton and Stadelmeyer say that there is a 60 to 70% chance of a correction to overnight inventory. I'm not a stats person because I've always been lazy. So what I do is instead of saying it's got to correct and I'm going to short it, I'll let the market tell me. Now, here's what I'm seeing. 55.84 is the top of this zone. The bottom of it is 53.42. And also it's the bottom of the 55.84 to 58.25 zone. So that's how these things work. So what I'm looking for is we've done a look below. Do we fail or do we continue to sell off? So I'm using 84 as sort of a big level, right? Overnight inventory is long. We've looked above 55.84 on the half-hour candle chart. That's all market profile is, folks, really. It's just a really fancy half-hour candle chart. That's all it is, right? It tells you a lot of detail. Some of it useful, some of it not so useful, right? Sure, information, there's a ton of information out there. But what information do you need to actually pay your rent? Because they throw so much information at us and so much technology. What is really actually useful in making money, right? We have a lot of people ask questions about market makers and hedging and options data and all of that. I have no idea, right? All I know is when sellers compete, price goes down. When buyers compete, price goes up. And as simplistic and as kindergarten like that is, it actually works to make money. So I'm looking to see for those traders who are a little bit, how do I say it? The big shooters, as they say in Canada, pig shoots, right? If you are shorting this market, right, and you're a big shooter, I'm talking trading size, that overnight high is your out. Hey, Grant, how you doing? Right? And your warning level is 84. Okay? So if this thing starts offering on the open over 84, be careful. Now, traditionally, when inventory is above us, inventory corrections usually take about an hour or an hour and a half to occur. But because there is an abundance of trapped longs in this market, we have no lack of sellers. So that inventory correction should come a little earlier than an hour and a half. So I'm telling the world right now that I'm short biased. I'm announcing to the world I am short biased so I can, be aware of it. Because if I'm short biased and this thing starts offering 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, takes out the overnight high on the open, well, there's no use being short biased if the chart's telling you, hey, bucko, wake up, right? It's not on sale. Why would you be short if it's not on sale? That should be on a bumper sticker. If it's not on sale, why would you be short? What is the business logic behind being short if prices are not being marked down by the sellers? Yes? No? Was everybody hitting the tequila and they're on the weekend already? What's going on out there? Talk to me, Goose. Right? There's got to be a business reason for a trade. And how come nobody ever says that? Right? There's a business reason why the trade works or it doesn't. So you can be in the trade as long as the business is supporting the trade. If the business doesn't support the trade, why would you be in the trade? You're done for the day, Leto? Good for you. Go to the beach for me. I don't know either, Elsie. You're in the 0 and 1 mafia. You tell me. I don't know how this works. -1 there? Okay, you're in the Netherlands. Well, all right. Well, go do something fun if you've made your money for the day. That's what I'd be doing. But then I'd miss all you guys. So, hey, Alexander. No tequila yet, 006 or $6,000 million man? Uh, so, we're offering 81 quarter. Let's go take a look and see what happens. Now, if it breaks, I'm looking for bids probably right here at 73. Let's go take a gander and see what's shaking in the kitchen here. Okay. So inventory is long. Nobody wants to buy it at 84 anymore, so we got to mark it down. We got to put it on sale, right? There's a little bit of buying under that W low where we took the stops. Okay. Let's go take a look at the micro balance chart for the morning. Looks about right. Okay, so we've been above VWAP now for a little while. Right, took a little dip below VWAP, did a look below and fail of 61 1/4. The power in my building was out most of the morning, so I have not traded. Right, I'm a little test short here at 80 1/4, and I'm going to take those back at 79. I got 3 left. 78 3/4, 78 3/4 stop, short 80 half on 2. 78 half cover, 3/4 is my stop. 1 left. Out half. Right? So I'm just using my levels to cover. Right? Pretty simple. It's not rocket science. Right? Here's the deal. Okay? The seller is there. The seller's been there for a while. They let it breathe here at 12:30, right? When that news came out, or 8:30 your time, right? So they let it breathe. They let the suckers come in, and then wham, right? That's what you do. You cut supply. If you see buyers, you cut supply, and then you make them chase you, and they will, and then you shank them, and then you hit every one of their buy orders, and you just stop selling when you get down to your last cost basis, right? It's just business. So when I saw that seller there, I started hitting out. I was a little late on the sell, but that's okay. I'll take a couple of points, right? It's Friday. I am a huge believer in being lazy on Fridays. I got into this retail thing because it's supposed to be less stressful than institutional. Why make it more? Right? Why make your life more difficult? There's no reason. How do I deal with dealer fees? I don't overtrade. That's really the simple thing. So I take 3 to 5 minis and I pay my commission. But you know what, Tobias? So if say you make a couple of $100 on a trade, what are the fees tops? Say you make $300 on a trade. What are you paying in fees? No? Yes? I don't know. I worked at a business where I charged 3.5 to 5% of the value of the trade. So if the trade was 100 grand, you'd be looking at $3,500 in commission. Now, I didn't have any retail clients, right? $10 a trade. So if you make one ES point, it's $50. So all of those fees max out to 10, you're still ahead, right? Thing is now, if you're doing 300 trades a day, if you're all jacked up on Red Bull and you've got a car battery attached to your tongue and you're like just trading like a banshee, then you might need to renegotiate your fees. I don't take usually more than 2 or 3 trades a day, right? If I'm really in the zone, 6 to 7, right? When I test trade, I use the micro, and it is a business expense to make sure that my brain is working. Otherwise, I don't want to go and trade with the mini and lose a bunch of money when I first start trading for the day, or if I'm rusty, or if I'm tired, or if I kind of done a self diagnostic and went, I'm not really that bright today. It happens, right? By Friday, I'm tired. My reflexes are slower. My execution is not as sharp. And after 33 years in the business, I kind of want to take it easy. But if you're 22 years old and you're all jacked up on Red Bull, right? And you want to power through it, you still have to manage the amount of trades that you take, right? How do you stay patient? Change the word patient with smart. Give that a go. Reframe how you look at patience. Think about it this way, right? We got a little bit of time here and we're under 55.78. We're looking for 74, just so people don't feel we're not trading. How do you stay patient? Being patient is being smart, right? In business, you have to be smart because we are undercapitalized compared to the rest of our competition. So you are a scavenger. So you got to run in, grab a few cookies, get the hell out. Now, you can't be just running in all the time like a chicken with your head cut off. So that's why we have something called a trade setup. The trade setup forces you to be patient because when the setup's not present, M trades, there's no trade, right? Hey, Singh, how you doing? Good morning. So like right now, where it is in the middle of this little green bar, I've got no trade. Had I been on the ball and short underneath 78, my stop would be 78 and a half, 79, cover a little at 76, cover a little at 75, cover a little at 74. Thank you. Have a nice day. Right? Does that make sense? I'm really into blue collar trading. I wait for the one setup I know that I've taken and I know that I've spent years developing, right? The look below and fail, the look above and fail, right? I came up with this shorting the back end of it because I realized that all the traders lose money because they're shorting this 55, 78 to 88 move. And then it works out later because you're shorting the front end of the move. You got to short the back end of the move, right? So I love the back end of the move when I see, oh, there's a seller there, there's a seller there. Good, I hit it. I put I stop right where that seller is. They're my backup. So you're in a bar fight, right? There's your backup. If he goes away, you're out. Well, it's hard for retail people who've never worked in the business to not overtrade or feel FOMO. Those are made up words. And those are made up words that basically describe a lack of discipline in business. So, M Trades, what do you do for a living? Let's say you're a baker, right? You bake bread. You're going to do some FOMO baking? When you say it out loud, here's something that helps traders reframe things. Trade it out loud. I am an ex-market maker, Ivan. I buy on the bid, I sell on the offer. I sell off the offer, I cover on the bid. If I miss the trade, I miss the trade. So words like FOMO, revenge trading, over trading, if you ever worked in the business, that crap don't fly. How would you like to go into your boss and say, right? Or even tilt. Hey, we didn't sell any cars today at the dealership. Let's burn the dealership to the ground. Say things like that out loud. When you say them out loud, you'll hear how ridiculous it sounds. When you hear how ridiculous it sounds, you'll stop doing it. The reason is we internalize these thoughts. We type them into chat rooms and stuff. But if you actually said stuff like that out loud, you would really hear how ridiculous it sounds. Does that make sense? Hopefully that helps. Right? That's why I say, okay, I'm short biased. So if the market is telling me, hey, psst, psst, buddy, no one's selling, right? You're short biased, right? What are you, nuts? When you sit on a trade desk, you have a senior trader sit next to you. You know, sometimes I'd pick up the phone and start calling an order, and my head trader, Denise, she'd like throw like a stapler at my head, and she'd go, "What the F are you doing? Idiot, put the phone down." We don't have that as a retail trader. And most people even don't know when they're doing what they're not supposed to be doing. That's why we get into trouble. Learn one good trade. Learn one good trade setup. A trade setup that you can grow with, right? Which means it's scalable. What does scalable mean? It means it's expandable in time and size. Learn how to scalp micros on a 1-minute chart. Build your level of skill. Learn how to react. Learn how to automatically cut risk when the trade starts not making business sense. Learn how to be smart. We have to teach ourselves, force ourselves to be smart through discipline. Right? Think about it. Whatever you guys do for a living, and ladies, you can't go to work. If you went to work and you acted the way that you do when you log into a trading program, how long do you think it would be before you would be fired? Think about it. If I was your boss, you'd be fired after 2 or 3 mistakes. You know, you'd only have to do something once or twice, and I'd know, oh, this guy doesn't know how to handle risk, right? He's a wild card. Nope, gone. I don't care how smart you think you are. Any one idiot can take down an entire brokerage firm. I've seen it. I've witnessed it firsthand, right? I've seen people whose egos are bigger than Mount Everest take down clearing firms, brokerage firms, put people out of work. That's why I'm a freak when it comes to risk management and capital preservation, because you got to look at the long-term view in this. Because unfortunately, you're not going to have one really big trade, make a lot of money, and then retire. That that is a false dream. That's marketing. Don't fall for the marketing. So what do we do? What do we do here? We're going to open inside yesterday's range. We're going to open a little bit outside yesterday's value. Oh, and I forgot to mention that. Yesterday, the cost basis is up here at 62. Our point of control in the overnight and the time point of control is above that. So we've had pretty good distribution, right? We took this cheap crap that we took in yesterday and sold a good chunk of it up here, right? The job, ladies and gentlemen, is to turn inventory into cash. There's no point spending money on a bunch of inventory, right? And ES contracts, they're like fruit. It goes bad, right? Right. You got to look at this as work. Everybody wants to quit their job and be a trader, and then they don't realize that day trading is the most. It's like the most amount of work you'll ever do. I mean, other than working like manual labor, like digging ditches and stuff, which I've done. Right. We have videos for sale held, and if you join the room, if you check out the room, we've got a lot of teaching videos. I'm always working. My whole goal is to try and help people earn a living in this without all the double talk. What should we watch out today? Since next week BlackRock is rebalancing. That was a mouthful, wasn't it? Well, what's your angle, average gamer? What's your angle? Are you a day trader? Are you a swing trader? Talk to me, Goose. If you're a day trader, just trade my levels, right? And have a nice day. Looking for the market overall, I let the market tell me. I have no idea what BlackRock's going to do. The only way I could get into BlackRock is pretend to be a pizza delivery boy, right? I have no clue, right? I got to wait for the chart to tell me, right? So, and then also we have this contract, right? We're flipping the contract rollover. Yeah, see, when people say JP Morgan estimates 170 billion rebalance, you know what I think of? I think of an elephant balancing on a beach ball. I have no idea what they do on that desk. I don't know how they rebalance. I've never worked at a money management fund, right? I'm a paper hanger. I take $300 million, 300 million shares, create a market, and sell it into 300 million people. Right? Everybody buy one share, we make $300 million, and then we go do the next deal, right? Globex Open is the anchor point, right? No, man, we just do deals, right? I've just done deals my whole life. So I've never I've never had a client who goes, hey, JJ, should I buy some Microsoft? What do you think of the macro on Microsoft? My clients put 100 million shares into like 4 offshore accounts. I work with the promoters to create the buying. You guys come in, we label you with a bunch of cheap stock that we got for almost free, and then we do another deal. Right? Wall Street is about the distribution of stock. That's why they call it a market, not a hot tub. Right? So my clients call me and they go, JJ, what was the volume? Oh, I traded 20 million shares. How much did we sell? 6. Okay, click. On settlement, I wire them the money. That's it. They don't care what price, because if we're selling it at 5, we got it for a half a penny, right? So it's a completely different business. That's why I don't talk about rebalancing and interest rates and macronutrients, right? And tariffs. I don't know anything about that stuff. And you don't really need to make money. What information is important? Let's do a quick exercise before the open. Okay, so you're the open. We're looking for bids at 67, offers at 78. We're right in the middle of this green zone. So I'm talking to you, right? Uh, I really like tomatoes. Do you think AI will help make better tomatoes? Marshmallows are kind of cool. Hey, company A is taking over company C at a 36% premium to its current stock price. Hey, what do you think about mushrooms? I could go for a steak right now, right? What are you going to take from that conversation? You got to grab the information that's useful. What standards were required? How to hustle, how to bring in clients, how to attach yourself to revenue and bring in business. I'm not a Harvard guy. I crawled through the sewers of the penny stock system, and we are open standards. It was Vancouver in the 90s. There were no standards. You have a pulse? Could you sell? Can you bring in business? You're hired. Job was called institutional trading. Worked on a trade desk. I have 4 years of microbiology because my poor parents thought that I might have brains to be a doctor. Wrong. And that's it. So what I did was I fed market makers order flow. My clients would promote a stock. Market makers would get buy orders from you guys through your brokerage firms, and I would sell them stock at a discount, and they would make what we call a give up. So you come into E-Trade, buy 100,000 shares at $1. That order goes to my market maker. He calls me. I sell him 100,000 shares at 97 cents. He makes $3,000 for making me a phone call. I'm keeping the one from this morning, the cost basis. I'm short biased, but VWAP is being the goalie here. I was working for a Canadian brokerage firm, and it was in 1995, 96 held. So it's 33 years ago. The business has changed. If you're getting a master's in finance, that's great. Then you can apply at any one of the larger banks. All right, guys. The guys in the room are very quiet. What's going on with you guys? I am short biased. Clean it out and retest 80. I don't know. I don't want to short it here because it's right in the middle of the zone. Maybe I just better just chill out. Cool my jets, as they say. NQ versus ES. I'm 56. I've had a heart attack. I don't even look at NQ. Go ahead. Have fun. I like selling bucket loads of NASDAQ stock, but I don't trade NQ. And I definitely don't try and correlate markets. Keep it simple. Focus on the order flow of what you're trying to trade and make money at. If you're crossing a street, watch the traffic on the street you're trying to cross. Don't look at a street 2 streets over. you will get hit by a car. Right? It's struggling. Nobody wants to play, team. Right? We're up considerably from yesterday's close. No size trader is going to sit there and buy size here to go long. The bid's coming from short sellers. Whoa, and there came one right there. Right? And that's why I didn't want to short down there. Exactly, Alexander. That's why I didn't want to. I was like, yeah, I could maybe short it because the offer is going lower, but what if that happened like 3 minutes later? Boom. This is a thin market. The ES is starting to look like NQ on the price ladder. It's thin on both sides. Right? All right, so we're not ready to correct inventory lower just yet, right? Right? There's enough order flow. What is order flow? What is order flow trading? Right? That's another big, huge thing. Oh, it's order flow trading. Ooh, you're an order flow trader. It's just a fancy ass way of saying customer, right? It's a marketing term. Look above and fail of 78 half. Oh, let's see what this next candle does. Yeah, I see that offer lifting, right? And here's a thing where my bias is totally short. But when I see that offer going up, kind of do like what the coyote when he runs off the cliff. You kind of back up, right? Order flow is just customers coming into the store, right? Wall Street loves using jargon for simple concepts, right? If you can't dazzle them with your brilliance, baffle them with your BS. Sorry, I was long 81 out 82 and three quarter. Not the greatest trade, just one contract. We've had sellers at 84 most of the morning. Let's see if those sellers see higher prices. They'll start to lift their offer, right? Right? They're right here. So they're starting to lift the offer. We took that X high, that created a little bit of buying, right? It blew through those stops. Now, do we have the juice to get up and take out the 88s? Right? So I'm short biased. The last trade I took was a scalp long. And that took me years to figure out how to do that because when I would bias, I would trade my bias. It's wrong. And you keep trading your bias because you kind of get stuck into this loop in your head. Right? Hey, Panthera. Thank you. Appreciate it. I just want to make it as uncomplicated it is for regular people, right? We've been screwing with retail far too long. It's time to actually help them out. Make it simple. It's not easy. It'll never frickin' be easy, right? One day you trade like a champion, the next day the order flow changes and let's see if 90 is a seller. Now, we're in the middle of the markup zone. So cost basis times 2 times 4, right? So we hit the middle of that zone at 90 and a quarter. Now we're coming back. Now we're going to backfill. What does backfill mean? Well, we've gone from 70, we've gone 20 points in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, right? We've created some nice demand. There'll be all sorts of buy orders stuck in here, right? So we can go back and fill them. But if there's more customers come into the store, hell, when the ducks are quacking, feed them, right? Take price up and see how much they're willing to pay, right? You got to remember too that there will be a good amount of short covering on a Friday, as traders during the week will try and clean up their trading blotter a little bit. So if you were swing short over the week, you might want to do some covering here just to reduce your risk before the weekend, because God knows what the hell is going to happen on a weekend, right? Let's see if we can hold that 84, 83 area on this backfill. So if you're short the backfill from 90 down, some people are fast traders and they can hit that backfill trade, sell 88, 89, cover 85, 86 real quick, right? I wasn't fast enough to do that. What I'm looking for now is a rotation. Exactly, Alexander. I'm looking for that 84, 90 rotation, but I need the seller to step in at 90, 91. I like rotations. News at 10? What's the news, team? It used to be orange, but now it's red. Got a bit of a sunburn? Ah, consumer sentiment. Well, let's hope you guys are all out there spending money, stimulating the economy. Do your part. Buy a new TV. No, they don't make those in the States anymore. Get out there and spend. Buy a new car. Sellers still at 55.90. They stopped selling at 55.84. So that's a nice 6-point rotation off the open. Let's see how long it lasts. What gives me confidence the stops are there? 12 years and 18 hours a day sitting and watching this thing, Elliot. I only use one VWAP, folks. You guys have Cool Ranch VWAP and Habanero VWAP. I just use regular old VWAP. I anchor it at the open of a 23-hour session and just run it. Simple. Everything I do is simple because I'm old. Right? And I'm used to trading VWAP. Yeah, I've been short biased all morning. Hey, Doc, how you doing? I've been biased all morning, short, but I scalp to the long side because I see my bias is not quite ready to come out of the oven yet. Right? The cake's not. We're still baking the cake on the short, right? We're going to milk these higher prices for as long as we can. I do not use footprints, nose prints, butt prints, none of that stuff. What you see is what you get, fancy ballers. What you see is what you get. I use a TPO chart to show me where the stops are. I know I use that to show me where the position is. Okay, good distribution above the overnight high. Whoa, who is that? That's short covering, right? Simple, right? And I use a 1-minute candle chart to execute, right? You guys can keep all that fancy stuff, right? It's for me, excuse my language, I used to have this older lady, she was a German promoter, and she'd call these brokers up and I need you to buy 200,000 shares now. And her name was Uta. She was great. And they'd be like, I can't. And she'd be like, you're useless as tits on a bull. Click. I think everything else is useless. Just keep it simple. Yeah, the stops are the bar, the high and the low of a half an hour bar. The longer the bar, say it's a 4-hour candle, more people will be parked at the stop. Think of it as a parking lot, right? And you'll see when they get there, if there's not enough order flow, the size sellers, when you get to an upper stop, they'll just bang it down, right? Because they'll see there's not enough buyers to take the stop. right, to do a stop run. So they'll sell into it. Same with on the way down. It breaks the lower stop. If there's not enough sellers, a bunch of shorts will come in because shorts wait at the lower stops like dogs waiting, for some meat to fall off the counter when you're making a sandwich, right? And when you break the stop, they run in. Well, here we go. Lifting the offer. Next stop on the train is 95 and 3/4. Right. Let's see if we get some. There we go. Oh, so I'll be looking for some resistance at around 5600, 5601. I'd like a look above and fail of 5601. I'll take that. Anybody got the breath in the room? On Nobody puts out the breath anymore. I stopped putting it on my chart. There's just too much stuff to look at. Just curious. No? Okay. 4-1? Really? Impressive. Might have a few real buyers in there. Thanks, Elian. Much appreciated. Next set of stops is that C high from the 13th, 97. And above that is the previous day high. I know about rotation because when markets run out of supply, they rotate up. When markets run out of buying, they rotate down. That's what you're talking about. I read Mind Over Markets, but it's been 10 years held. Right. Here's the thing. What can you actually use to make money? It's a big book. Do I look at the 30-minute? Yeah. It's on the screen. Market profile. Those are 30-minute bars. I love Jim Dalton. I respect him. But I've had great success with the 1 minute, and a lot of my students have it. So that's up to you, man. I'm not going to dog him. I think we should build a statue for him. I love Jim. When I have time, I will read it, Held. Right now, I got a lot of stuff on the go. And I wish I would have the time to sit back and read a book right now. Right. I like the 1 minute chart because it makes you act and think quickly. Jim trades longer time frames. He also trades with options. He doesn't trade futures. So he doesn't outright trade futures. Well, that might have changed. I haven't spoken to him in a few years. But we love Jim. He's been on our room. He's been on our podcast, you know, Confessions of a Market Maker. I'm very, very grateful to the work he and Peter Stadelmeyer did. But I have to take that and I have to make it practical because I can't think about 6,000 things when I'm getting punched in the face. Right? I want you guys to think quick. Why do I want you to think quick? Not because I want you to do 120 trades. I want you to be able to get out of trades quickly so you manage your risk quickly. The longer you hem and haw and think about all this crazy stuff that you read about, you're going to go in circles and you're going to be your equity is going to be dropping by the second. Right? When a pilot hits turbulence, does he go, hang on a second? I read a book about this once. How would you guys feel if you were in a plane and you started hitting turbulence and the pilot came on there and went, hey, folks, we got some turbulence. I really don't know what to do. Does anybody have access to Twitter right now? Or got that book on how to fly in turbulence? You got to train yourself how to react. Right? You got to train yourself how to react. If you don't, you're going to get caught like a deer in the headlights when trades go bad. I've seen it happen. See it happen every day. All right. Looking for 5601 and a half. And what do? You double it, right? Simple. So 4 times cost basis. Now we'll do 8. Tagged yesterday's high to the tick. They're going to sell into that, of course. So now if we backfill, let's see what happens. I don't trade options, so I can't speak to it. I would imagine there's a little bit of buying from the rollover. How much volume is in the new contract? I haven't even looked. The volume transaction in the market profile, Elliot just tells me where the cost basis is. Geez, guys in the room, I'm getting all the questions from YouTube here. Yeah, I don't really look at that. I don't look at it in that much detail held. Like I said, I'm simple. If the offer's moving up, don't short it. Right? You go long and you don't short it. When the offer starts price competing with your offer, hit the bid, take your money, and have a nice day. Right? The more things you look at, the more I'm going to end up punching you in the face while you're reading a book. Buying pressure and sellers cleaning out their inventories. So here we're doing a look above. Have we failed? Right? So if you're looking for a look above and fail of 5601 and a half, I would wait until we get underneath that standard deviation. Right? So let's test that out. Right? So I'm short 99 and a quarter. Right? And I'm going to put a bid in just at 97 and 3/4. And if I don't get a fill, see, I'm short 99 and a quarter on one. Right? And I might be too early. Let's see if it works. I'm short 99 and a quarter, no fill at 97 and a quarter. I'll move my bid up. Now, if it gets up over 99 and 3/4, I know I'm in trouble. If it gets up to over 5,600, I know I'm in real trouble. And my stop is at 5,600 and a quarter. Okay, I'm out at 98. Okay. Thanks for telling me to use soon. I hold the levels for the whole day because it's all inventory. It's all inventory. It's all the same inventory. What we were buying in the morning, we're selling in the afternoon. It's not like we were running a massage parlor in the morning and now we're running a tire shop. It's the same business. Do you guys understand? It's absolutely the same business. There's no change in the business. So the inventory is here, right? This is what we bought yesterday on liquidation, right? Marked it up pretty good, right? Prices held steady, brought in some buying, right? Does that continue? Let's see, right? So that's what we teach in the room at Microefutures. We teach you how to use practical information to make practical decisions and manage your risk so you don't do some crazy nutty thing, right? I'll use it as an example. Held really, if you come into the room, you'll see I have a 5-step process. I go through it every day. I don't change it. I don't move it. I don't do anything, right? I go find out where the inventory is. I draw up my zones. I test the zones. Then I trade the zones. That's it, right? That's it. Cost basis will work on every time frame. 5584 is from 2020. Value area is a fancy ass way of saying cost basis, right? The market is about inventory. So you have a car lot, you have an inventory of cars. The high end of your inventory is Ferraris and expensive stuff. Then you got your Bentleys and Mercedes and all of that stuff. Then you've got your mid-price cars, right? That's probably where the value area is because most of your inventory is priced where you can sell it, right? Yeah. Let's see if we continue under that previous day high. I'll be watching 5601 and a half, right? So inventory is the crap we sell it like so. NQ is we're selling NQ. ES we're selling ES, right? But it could be a chart of potato sales for all we care, right? And it's just telling us how the sales are going on a minute by minute basis or a 15-minute basis or a daily basis. But it's all the same stuff, right? It's all the same inventory. So the business never changes. Even over 1,000 years, the business never changes. Investment bankers create products, salesmen sell it, traders drive the trucks that take it out the door and deliver it. That's all it is. It's a market, right? So if this was a physical market, the way they used to have trading pits, you'd have the gold guys in one area, you'd have the oil traders in one area, right? That's pretty much it. It's a beautiful day in Liverpool. Nice and sunny. Seagulls are flying lazy circles. Everyone's ready for the weekend. What's going on, Lear? Let's see. I have these larger levels on a 1 minute candle, and I got 56, 16 and 3/4 as a top. Throw that in the room. I've been using it all week, and it's not bad for longer term trades. And actually, the price action's pretty calm today compared to some of the stuff we've had this week. Right? Oh, look above and fail of 01 and a half. Let's see. And I don't even have my DOM up. Ugh. Doy. I'm slow witted today. And 2 minutes for news. What made me move to Liverpool? My girlfriend works at the hospital here. She's a doctor. and I had to escape those Canadian winters. The UK is like the Bahamas compared to Canada in the wintertime. We're stuck at 95 and three quarters. Come on, elevator. I better wait for the news. Beans on toast. Oof. No, no, no. No thanks. Here we go. Liquidation. Right. So now everybody above 95 and 95, 96, they're trapped long. They're starting to liquidate. Right? People who are stuck short under 90 are going to start covering here in this candle. If they see buyers, they'll move, they'll start to bid the market up and the offer will move. Right. If no buyers come in, then the offer will move down to try and capture what buying there is at 92, 91, 90. Some sell programs? Yeah, I don't know anything about that. One thing I've learned, boom, there's your news. I was wondering if it's going to correct inventory lower. There we go. Oh my God, look how thin the order book. It's all one and twos. Oh my God. There, it's starting to thicken up again. Oh, yeah, I love a good stop run bloodbath. Who was it who kept saying news, news, news? Whoever it was, thank you. Yeah, that's another thing, right? Retail doesn't really have the most robust systems. So when you introduce volatility, your systems will freeze, right? There you go. Red folder, orange folder, right? The folder got a sunburn. It's not a good sign. Anyway, we've corrected inventory nicely. We still have not gotten down to the close, which is all the way down here. So that is a nice inventory correction. That was good, team. Orange to red. See if that 94 seller, sorry, 84 seller, are they still there? Yeah, the old ES trades like a penny stock, doesn't it? Actually, much faster than a penny stock. Okay, so we'll wait now and see where the next setup comes. I like it to calm down a little bit. I've had enough excitement in my life. I don't need to trade news. I like boring business. We should start quoting. Yeah, we should move back to fractions. You know, it's funny. Do you ever see one of those old mouse pads from the 90s where the market makers would send mouse pads with all the fractions on the mouse pads and the conversion because people couldn't do them in their head? Ah, look below and fail of 78. If we creep up past the 86 level, we'll be looking at 90. And 88. Yeah, close. Ah, there's sellers at that overnight high. That makes sense. Oh, man. It is Friday. Hey, Timothy. Welcome to the stream. And thanks, everybody, for joining us. Oh, okay. In the room. Good. So the stuff I teach here is very, very simple, basic. If you come into the room, we have a lot of educational stuff. And then also you get to interact with me one-on-one. We do have mentoring for those of you who are more serious. But if you're curious, we have a 7-day free trial. Come check it out. Ask questions. Have a chat. We're at microefutures.com. If you have any questions or anything like that, you can always DM me on Twitter, or X as it's called, VWAP Trader 1. Where's our point of control? Where's the developing point of control? Oh, it's still up here. Okay. How is the SPY? Uh, eh, we're holding steady. Not much doing. Right? This market needs to find a bottom. Maybe this will be it. I don't know. We'll see. That's the fun about finance. You really never know what the hell's going to happen. Over 90 targets 95 and 3/4. Oh, thanks, Moran. Yeah, Moran's in our coaching class. You could, thank you. I appreciate that. You and I are still due to do a one-on-one. You have to let me know when. Creeping up on 95 and 3/4. There it is. There's 96. Right now, our next seller is going to be lurking right there. Right there. Can we blow through that? Do we have enough buying to warrant raising price to 56.01? Man, that big red candle on the news, that took out a lot of longs. Really flushed out a lot of inventory underneath, probably 84. Let's see where it flushed it out. And this is where I'll use volume profile. Just draw a little volume profile and see, well, there's that move. See, look at that. You see, there's like no volume here, and all of it's down here underneath 84. And now they're taking that 84 paper, right? I just call it paper because that's an old term for product, right? You take that 84 product and you sell it, and you sell it, and you sell it, right? That was a beautiful move. Nice shake and bake. Oh, I didn't trade it. Speaking about wicks, I don't like to trade news. It gets my heart rate up. Omni, you're 25. I got shoes older than you. I think it's going to be back and forth, team. Hey, Mike, how are you? I think it's going to be back and forth. I do not know anything about prop firms like Axia Futures in London. I think I knew somebody who worked at one, but I never actually got to ask them what it was like. I have no clue. Like I said, I've never been in that side of the business, prop, money management, stuff like that. I am a distributor. I am Larry the liquidator, right? I figure out what people want to buy, engineer a product, sell it to them, and manage the trading of it. So you guys want to buy Bitcoin? We'll do a Bitcoin deal. You guys want to do oil? Oil's hot. Let's do an oil deal. Let's drill for oil, right? You want to do a healthcare deal? Let's grab some doctors and shove them into a trading shell, right? And then we start selling paper, right? So I have no idea, right? Drill. I mean, my client, the Penguin, did an oil deal. He drilled 17,000 feet in Bakersfield and hit a dry well. He dumped $5 million into that. Man, it's a good thing he had a lot of money. It was fun though. It was a great experience for me. Got to hang out in Southern California for a while. Coming back down looking for 78 half. And I learned do not get into the oil business if you don't know anything about oil and gas because they'll rob you blind. Should be a seller up here. In Manchester. It's Raja's favorite soccer deal. Chuck Norris said the bottom's in. You mean Lone Wolf McQuade, Chuck Norris? Like Walker, Texas Ranger? Oh man. God, he must be like 80 years old now. Oh. Oh, there is a Chuck Norris in the room. Sorry, I didn't see that. Man, you tell it's Friday. Hope it's nice weather this weekend. See that seller at 88, they're just sitting on that offer, right? It's also the same seller that stops at 82. So our current rotation's 82 to 86. Let's see if we break 82. Do we come back up over it or do we have competition now and do we have to sell it down to 78 half? Ah, take the dog for a walk. Have a great afternoon, my friend. Enjoy your weekend. I will be starting my weekend as soon as this call is over. 78 and a half is holding. I don't expect it to. You think we finally suckered enough people to buy? Like, think about it. Have we trapped enough people over 78 and a half to actually get a meaningful inventory correction lower? LC, what do you think? I miss you, man. I got to get you on this YouTube. How the hell you do that? I don't know. Send feedback, channel level settings, pop out dashboard. What the hell's that? Manage. LC, groove with the ones and zeros and tell me how to figure out this YouTube thing so I can have a guest on here. Okay. As you know, that is beyond my technical ability. Right? I was an expert in Windows 3.1 and Banyan Vines. Hmm. Remember, if you're looking for a look below and fail of 78.5, you will have sellers at 84 and then again at 87. Hey, easy yes. Only trader took NQ. I had the same short as. Every time you guys say confluence, does it make me think of flatulence? Right? I don't know what it is, but good trade. Good trade. Yeah, I mean, there's when it's like this, you trade here and there. Make sure you just take your setup, wait for your setup. If your setup doesn't show up, go for a walk, right? Yeah, I don't watch two markets at the same time, but good on you. I do have an NQ chart here somewhere. Where is it? Oh, here it is. It looks like it's trying to find a little bit of a bottom. That was a big zone that we broke up into. So 19,099 and a quarter was the bottom of this zone. We held it. Let's see what happens. Balance is good. Balance is good because what that does is that creates price stability. And then we can trick people back into buying again. Right? Yeah, come on. Come on. Don't worry about it. Yeah. You can't go wrong at these prices. Sound familiar? Oh, it's down 20 points. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just add. Just add to it. Don't worry about it. Good eye, average gamer. Watch that seller. All right, Chuck Norris. Good to have you out. Oh, and this is where it goes. This is where it becomes a snooze fest. So when a market's going back and forth over the bottom and top of one of these levels, like going, I'll just leave it alone, right? I'll just leave it alone. Let the larger traders work this out. It's sitting right on top of the UAP. There's no use me getting involved. I'll let them work that out. Time to get alligator arms. The nice thing about this chop fest type barcode chart pattern is as soon as you see that, your mind just relaxes, right? You stop hunting for trades. You know that there's wholesale business going on. You know that you have no business being in that business. So you just let them do it. Chill out. That way you can save your mental capital, right? So you're not always, you're not always like a spazzed out dog chasing its tail, right? What is the? I don't have a drawing tool right now. This is Sierra chart. I've got to get a drawing tool this weekend. Somebody said use Epic Pen or something like that. Zoom came with drawing tools. This YouTube streaming deal doesn't have a drawing tool. So, right. So when the this is just that's just that is the chart pattern for a retail trader. That means chill out. Which way it's gonna go? Who knows? Right? Let it go. And then you can always, if there's a continuation move, you could trade that. Or what I like to do is let it break one way and then trade the counter move. If it hits your, like, if it breaks lower, does a look below and fail of 67, that's a nice trade. Can we turn this into a long term macro stream? That'd be great, but I don't know anything about macro. Right? And the other thing is, retail traders got to learn how to be smart, be patient, and wait stuff like this out. Think of it as, Chuck Norris hitting the heavy bag, right? You got to do your reps. But yeah, you guys, I'm sure you have much smarter people than me who can talk about macro, who have podcasts. There's Scarf Guy. He's got a, macro thing. All these guys. I don't know anything about macro, right? I'm a trader, right? I'm a short term liquidator, right? That's why I understand how inventory and order flow works because I have the inventory. You guys are the order flow. I coax you into coming into the market and I sell you some goods, right? And that, as they say in Salt Lake City, is just commerce. No setup for me right now, folks. Apologies for the boredom. So we know that they have selling under VWAP. Let's see if that actually holds, right? Or do we creep back up over 78 and we're looking for 84? Sellers right there again. See? Yeah, you're right, Nick. So the seller's right there. Right there. It's nice to know when you're going long where you're going to have competition, right? Otherwise you get delusional. Oh, I'm going to buy it here and make 40 points. Well, not if everybody's selling 8 ticks higher, right? You're going to have to chew through the sellers here and then you're going to hit sellers here at 87, right? Unless somebody drops a massive, huge buy order. See you, Zeth. Have a good one. Have a great weekend. Get into some trouble for me. Great. We got some buying. Let's raise prices. 84 quarter. 84 quarter. If we get over 85, looking for 87. Little backfill here. Let's say if they hold 78 and a half. That's about it. Bit of a slow Friday. It'll probably get busier later once they dump all this inventory out into. I'll tell you something though. The people who got caught short yesterday going into the close, they're still quite short because we haven't even been able to test the close. Just saying. There's that seller at 87. Boom. They popped out of the bushes. If they see decent bids, they will raise their prices up to 90. Does time matter? Not really for me. Like the opening auction, there's a lot of liquidity. The closing auction, that's when big traders are doing their business. Um, Not really. I like 2 o'clock because we get that J low inventory correction trade. But that's pretty much it. And I never trade in the last half hour. Oh, thanks, caution. It's easy to get carried away because nobody's telling you what's really going on, right? It's a simple business. Whose baby is that? What's your angle? Do I buy it or not? Why do I use the bid and ask line? Because I used to be the ask line. So when you are the seller, if the ask is lifting, just helps keep it simple. Hey, whatever floats your boat. If you just want to use the last price, that's okay. But I like the visual representation of seeing an offer lift. Institutions, because they're cleaning up their blotter. So that's why you see that big volume spike at the end of the day. Think about it like it's a business. You got a sandwich shop. What do you do at the end of the day? Right? You close up, you clean the counters, you sweep the floors. Right? That's what institutions are doing. Right? It's just a business. Yeah, it's just the end of the business. It's just end of the business day. Right? Time to mop the floors, turn out the lights, go home. And tomorrow we'll start making donuts all over again. Right? So the overnight point of control is down here at 64. We still have decent distribution, right? Distribution of product from yesterday in the overnight and in RTH so far. Will that last? I don't know, right? In this market, I think it would be strange if we didn't test lows every day. Thanks, Mike. Don't worry about it, Elliot. All you need to know as a retail trader, right? So who cares really what the institutions are doing? The thing is, don't get in their way. Think of it like they're taking the trucks back to the loading dock. Don't mess around in there. You're going to get hit by a forklift, right? That's no place for retail to be messing around. Right? So there are times when you should be doing business and then times where you should be staying the hell out of the business. And that's why retail traders have trouble because they're always trading when they shouldn't be. That's why they get chopped up. They trade at the wrong time of the day or the close of business when it's volatile, right? You just it's just lack of knowledge, right? You can't expect people to know what's going on if they've never worked in the business. It's just a bunch of stuff moving around on a screen, right? Yeah, I'm right there with you, Matt. I'm done for the day too. Exactly. Right? Was it like that song, Take the Money and Run? Thanks, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Come visit us at Microefutures. Have a great weekend. You younger traders, go out and get into some trouble for me. Just don't get caught. Have fun. Be safe. And we will see you right back here on Monday morning. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend. Mahalo, Damascus.